What is up, ineffable being? I want to tell you that you're a genius, you are special, you mean the world, and you are loved. Today's topic is how to activate and open your third eye. So I've done a video on this already in the past titled How to Open Your Third Eye, but this is a very important topic because it's something that, especially for the adolescent moving from like 15 to 20, 25, this is something very important. Um, and we don't even know why. I'll tell you, whenever I had my first awakening, this is the first thing I went to. This is, it's so funny every time I think about it. But whenever I had my first awakening, this is the first thing I went to Google. I went to YouTube actually. And there, little and behold, my journey began. And through years of living through the heart and a lot of suffering and a lot of trial and error, I've gathered some information. And if you're looking for a quick fix, if you're looking for a pill like drink a glass of water with lemon juice and 2 cups of honey and cilantro and boom, your third eye is gonna open, well, this is not the video for you. But if you want to know how to create pleasantness within and how to create pleasantness in your external life with your relationships with humanity, with your relationship with nature and physical objects, then stick around till the end. Because I will give you a secret that can be very transformative. It is one that I am constantly nurturing. But in my last video, I'll pick up in my last video. My last video was basically me telling you, you don't open your third eye. So let's just look at life, okay? You grow up. If you're listening to this video, surely you've gone through your first awakening. That is when the brain presents the fact that you can be a conscious being. So if you're watching this video, you've already realized that life goes through cycles, right? The first cycle is when you're just kind of, you're only human. You're alive and you think this is it. Like literally you think this is all life is. And then comes that one day or that one night that changes your life forever where your energy hits a certain point and your system starts firing off and boom. I call it the first awakening. For many, it's simply, for me, it's very literal, it's very logical. What happens is your brain presents the fact that you can be a conscious being. And from then on, your life seems to be different. So for myself, I'll share with you really quickly that I wasn't really quite able to deal with life. I wasn't really sure what was up from what was down. And I fell under the paradigm to not think is to best think. I lived there for some time and of course I was, how do you open your third eye? I was listening to meditations. I was watching all this. It was a waste of time. Let's fast forward. And let me ask you this question really quick. Activate your heart. Activate your brain. Activate your melatonin, your thymus gland. How much sense does that make to you if I say activate your heart? Well, probably not too much, right? Because, well, the heart's already, like, I'm alive, the heart is pumping. Well, this is why I say you can't activate your third eye. Your third eye, we associate it to the pineal gland. Is this correct? Well, let me give you a couple of some facts from neuroscience as to why it's not something that outside of us. Why we don't have to do something. Sure, there if you meditate and you do certain things, it can heighten your the amount of light that you're receiving, how vivid the amount of awareness your scope of reality gives you. But your third eye is always, I mean, excuse me, let me digress. Your pineal gland is active. It's not dead. It's not because you brush your teeth and there's chlorophyll. I mean, that's sure, maybe that can, worsen it or something, but not for me. not if we look at science, not at the simple facts that your pineal gland is not something that's dead. Your body will not be carrying something that it is not using. That would have fell off a long time ago. And let me give you a little bit of science. So when you wake up and your brain starts, your life presents light. The moment your eyes take in light, that light travels and it hits your light, it hits your retina and hits your eye muscles. And when your brain perceives light, the pineal gland is the gland that's going to translate light and start creating serotonin. Serotonin is the daytime neurochemical. So in the flip side, when it starts getting dark outside and light starts to reduce, your pineal gland is the gland that's going to activate melatonin. So what does this mean? Well, if probably before you came to this video, you thought the pineal gland is something that's just sitting in your brain, in the middle of your brain, not doing a single thing. But that's a lie. Your pineal gland is regulating your serotonin and your melatonin. And of course, beyond that, there's dreams and so forth. So now that we know that it's basically a lie, I don't have to sit down for hours and hours and hours and hours and eat things that I probably wouldn't, or do crazy bending, like, putting my foot behind my leg to activate my pineal gland, that it is something just like the heart. It is something like every other part of your body that's already operating. I want to share with you along my journey what I've learned and my perspective about the pineal gland. So, you have thoughts, correct? Most of those, you say yes, but those are unconscious thoughts. Okay, so you have emotions. Well, those are created unconsciously. You have hormones, as well, created unconsciously. All these things that I've just listed out can be created consciously. So I can literally create conscious thought. I can also create an elevated emotion that's going to create different hormones. So similarly, the pineal gland is just something very similar. The pineal gland is part of the brain, so we'll just talk about the brain because I don't break down like my brain has all these, I have the frontal lobe, the neocortex. No, like I'm talking about the brain. I'm using all my brain. So I don't care about one little part. I don't care about the pineal gland. I want to know about the whole brain. I have big dreams. I want to manifest. I want to create love, bliss, ecstasy. So I don't need like a little thing that's like the size of my pinky. No, I need to know about the whole brain. So why do I say this? Because the good part is what we mean is what I hope people mean by open your third eye. What I hope people mean by this is become more conscious. Accept to live through your non-physical dimensions. So create conscious thought. Create conscious images in your brain. We call it imagination. Create an emotion. I call it living through the heart. All I hope what people mean when they say activate, open your third eye, is inviting you to not live through just the physical body, inviting you to create images. Van Gogh, he would imagine his painting, he would paint his dream, and then he would go and paint what he consciously made. This sounded a lot more pretty whenever I first heard it, but basically, what we're saying is use your brain, use your consciousness. Again, Van Gogh, he would imagine what he was going to paint, and afterwards, he would go paint what he imagined. This is all we're talking about. This is all in an honest, true sense what we're talking about when we say open your third eye. I don't say that because I don't believe it's a door that needs to be opened. It's already there. You can create conscious, like, imagine stuff, but throughout my day, now of course, I've been living in an elevated emotion for a long time, so my scope of reality has broadened, and I see light and very therapeutic, symmetrical patterns that are always, around me and just floating, and life is a bliss for me. But similarly, before I was living through the heart, creating an elevated emotion, bettering my brain, I would have sober, unconscious hallucinations. You're walking, I would walk to work, and, like, my brain would get a glimpse of just, geometry or patterns or whatever nonsense. The universe is vast. You're multidimensional by now. So yeah, sometimes your brain gives you a little glimpse of this vast, beautiful things that we're just like, wow, I wish I could experience that more. That's because your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is open. It's active. It's not some dead thing that's just sitting inside of you. The question is, how much do you want to give? How open, how conscious do you want to be to your non-physical dimensions? That is what I mean. If you're ever going to hear me say, open your third eye, all I'm saying is accept your non physical dimensions. That is, again, conscious thought, conscious imagery, vision, and creating elevated emotions. These are all done consciously and are not physical things. I hope this video has helped you. I said I was going to give you a secret. The secret is that if you want to open your third eye, activate your third eye, well, use your imagination, but vividly and constantly. And plan a vision of the future. Plan where you want to go. And carry that. Carry that. Carry the idea of where you want to be right now. And if you want to manifest even faster, add an elevated emotion to it. Please comment below, what are your thoughts? What is your definition of the third eye? What do you take from, such videos of activating and opening your third eye? I'd love to hear it. And also, share with me topics you'd like for me to cover in the future. And lastly, please share this video with your family members, loved ones, mastermind group, social media. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I hope to see you in the side of light. Goodbye.